Enasia couch. This is just a pilot episode, basically just seeing if we want to keep doing this. Joining me is a mother of 3 wonderful and beautiful little girls. A makeup artist, our biggest supporter, my biggest supporter, social media, everything. Really big on manifestation, everything like that. She's also her own entrepreneur. She also has her little business going on, just like me.
Woo!
And then that was a bomb.
That was a bomb. That's the universe going. You ready? Ready? Let's go.
But this is Rachael Buto.
Yay!
Even the universe knows. It's scary.
So basically, we're just gonna talk shit on the show and just talk basically whatever we do. When it goes based off of me, her, whatever we want to talk about. But before we started, we actually were just talking about mental health, and I think that as an athlete and just as a normal regular person, and you have anything to say on that?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, overall mental health is definitely, there's not enough awareness brought across the board, let alone in our country of America, and specifically with children. It is not addressed enough. I know for me as a child, I wish someone would have grabbed those reins and got a hold of me mental health wise. I'm just now dipping into it as an adult, but as an athlete, like, you're right, it's a lot, and the pressure of an elite athlete at your skill set and where you're at, it's almost like the way that you're disciplined and what's required.
Yeah.
Is like, it doesn't matter what day you wake up. You could wake up on the wrong side of the bed, the right side of the bed, with energy, tired, stressed.
Yep.
This boy broke your heart. This girl's pissed you off. Your roommate fucking kept you up all night. Whatever it was.
Yep.
You still got to get up and go to work. And you had to learn that at a really young age. But getting in your mind and training yourself on how to just keep it going, keep it going, keep it going. There's a lot of coping skills and mechanisms that come with that you've probably learned because of the position you're in and the support system that you have.
Yeah.
But I think the average, probably elite athlete and just child alone, they're definitely not given what they need. And Giabella, my oldest, and she's going to fucking rip me for this, but she has anxiety. My husband has that anxiety. She gets it from him, and he owns it, she owns it, but it can get a real hold of her. And so we do a lot of work.
And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just nowadays it's not really known, or people don't really like see it as like something that's big. But I think it is, and that's something that, like I said, like I told you.
So how about your teammates back at school? Like when you guys are in your dorms, like do you notice, like you notice like this talking, but you looking in hindsight?
For example,
just one season alone, your first season.
Yeah, I could definitely say there's a lot of stress, anxiety, anything like that when it comes to playing a sport in college. Like when it comes to like failing or passing a test, you have to like to be able to play on the field. I know I'm not gonna say names, but there's a bunch of teammates that I know. Literally weeks, months before we have to take our fitness test, they're antsy, they're stressed, they're like, oh my god, if I don't do this, I'm gonna. But it's like that is the pressure on top of a class, an in-person class, an online class.
Personal life.
Yeah, personal life. Things that you have to worry about if being in college away from family that people don't understand that you have to also worry about as well. And with like the support system that I have, thankfully, it helps me relax and calm down and like not stress as much. And that's something that I feel like people don't really understand that they have, or they think they need to know.
I know. I'm so proud of you that you bring that up. I'm so proud that that's like the first thing that comes to your mind. How it started, and before we started this, and Born's always like, oh, wait for it. But really, we were just shooting the shit. And I was like, if you wanted like to tell anyone something, or Giabella, what is it? And she's like, mental health. Mental health. Like, that's something that, like, you breed, you know? Like, you learn. And you go through it, too. And also, too, I don't think a lot of, like, probably the viewers, maybe, like, the OGs know, but you went to IMG.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think we should talk about IMG. I think we should plug them in, not for nothing, but I really do think we should. And also, that experience for you, you didn't live at home. It's technically like if you are like the boss of an athlete and you are going pro, semi-pro, or at least to a collegiate level, to where you're playing at a D1 school, at the very minimum, you're going to IMG. You're going to IMG. If you're lucky enough to get in, you're going there.
Yeah.
And in order for you to go there, pack your shit, say goodbye to your family, because you're going to pretty much a boarding school. And you will not live at home. And it's not like, even Gibella, she does 5 days a week, practice 3 days a week with travel, plus one-on-one training, and then Saturdays and Sundays. It's a lot. And that's a lot. And she's home with us so much and goes to school and has a social life.
Yep.
You gave it all up. You didn't get to see your mom and dad every day. You didn't have those home-cooked meals every night.
Nope.
So talk about that. Would you trade it?
No, I wouldn't.
That was a hard no.
No, I wouldn't trade it, because if I didn't do the sacrifices like we were talking about before we started earlier on, then I probably wouldn't be where I was today. There was obviously, like, I remember like it was yesterday, we got the call, they wanted me to go over there. My dad and I drove 3 hours every other Wednesday to like train with the team, whatever. I loved it.
For tryout?
Yeah, it was just like a little.
You weren't even like guaranteed in the school.
No, they just were like, let's see how she can play, whatever.
Wow.
So I went over there with my dad every other Wednesday. And
Did you want to play?
Yeah, I didn't even know about it until
you weren't aware of what IMG was.
Yeah, at the time I was like 12 or 13.
Born, did you know? Did you know?
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know. And then
did you, EJ?
No.
Did you know where this family was going?
No.
Had no idea?
No idea.
She was leaving.
That's it?
Yeah, I remember they got the email, and I was like, oh my god, so excited, because it was like, oh my god, like, you know.
What you trained for?
Yeah, pretty much. And then realizing at the fact, I remember I was like, oh my god, wait, I have to leave my family. I literally started crying. And I was like, I don't want to go, I don't want to go, I don't want to go. I started crying. You know, but my dad, a few years later, still makes fun of me for it.
How do you tell your parents, now I don't want to go? Because that would be Gibella.
Yeah.
Would be, I'm not ready.
Yeah, at first I was like, oh my god, I'm not ready to do this, whatever. And then my mom was really sad when because it was basically like pre-college.
You had to say goodbye. It was like a goodbye session.
Even though I was only freaking 13 going
I can't believe
3 hours away.
I couldn't believe it.
And so when I finally got there, it basically is college. It's like setting you up for college. You have a dorm. You live in a dorm for the 4 years that you're there, 3 years, however long you're there. And
so
then,
do you feel like you have that learning curve right now in college?
Yeah, I know.
100%?
100%. I know.
Yes, that's why we're training for the World Cup.
I feel like,
right on track.
other than the freedom, that was probably it, because, you know, you're younger and they have to do that, but,
now you could actually, like, go take a walk and grab
exactly.
that smoothie, grab that,
go out with my friends.
Yeah.
It's different,
Go
but.
to the fucking bars with those fuck boys.
We can get into that in a second.
No,
Yeah, let's get into that. Let's get into that.
So, that's pretty much the difference, but, the coaching staff at IMG that was probably like the main thing that helped me. I had a girl coach.
Do you have mentors right now that you still are connected to?
Yeah, that I went to IMG with.
So
my
that's
first
the real
ever
deal then.
Yeah, my first ever girl coach. I'll say her name, Kim Dean. Yeah, she was a big impact. You can say people were like, oh, she chooses her favorite, and Asia was her favorite, this and that. She saw the potential in me, and she wanted me to succeed, and I'm thankful that we still have that connection and
she
contact.
ride you hard?
Yeah, even if I did
those
bad,
are the best
she would.
teachers. I always say to Gibella and Melania as they get the hard ones, like, oh, she's so hard, she's so mean. I'm like, watch that.
Watch you're gonna be in college and you're gonna call that teacher and you're gonna be like, can you help me with this? And they're gonna be like, yes, I'll help you with it. Because that's how it is. That's how things go. And it's amazing because I'm even still in college. I remember the day I committed and she literally called me and she was like,
I remember this day.
She literally knew the college I was gonna go to because I had 2 options left and she called me. She's like, yeah, you're gonna have fun at Arizona State. And I was like, wait, but I haven't even committed yet. She's like, I know you're gonna go there. And I was like,
you're that synced.
Yeah. And then I did go there and she was like, I told you. And I was like,
are we allowed to say how many offers that she had on the table?
A lot.
Are we allowed to say that?
No, of course, a lot.
I don't even remember.
It was a lot.
20.
Yeah.
I mean, first offer that came in was...
You should be proud of that. So
I am.
Like,
first offer that came in was in Colorado. We were at a showcase.
And how old was she?
She was in 9th grade.
So like
a
12,
freshman.
13. Yeah.
And they gave us 24 hours to accept.
Yeah, they gave us 20. I was eating food. I was eating food, and they gave me 24 hours to accept. I think my parents were in the parking lot. They just parked the car And I got the phone call because I was with my team, but all the parents met us at the place we were eating at. And I run to the car and I'm like, guys, like, Wake Forest just called me saying that, like, I have 24 hours to make a decision. What the heck? I haven't even been there. My daddy goes, fuck no. What the hell? I'm not giving them a chance. Like, what do you mean? Are you kidding me? I didn't tour that school till, like, 3 years later when I was, like, it's still in high school.
They
like,
weren't on his radar. They're not a D1.
No, they are.
They are?
They are. They're actually good.
They're up in Tallahassee.
No. Wake Forest is the one in North Carolina. You're thinking about the wrong one.
Yeah. Right. It's like UNC, Duke, Wake Forest, that's in North Carolina. But yeah, I had offers from them too. But like, I had to choose what was best for like my family and myself.
Right.
Like, obviously, like...
For the longevity.
Yeah, obviously, like, UNC, Duke...
Where I say we like me. When you play on the screen, I scream at you and Joe's like, that's not Jibel. I'm like, I can't just, like, shut it off. I can't just stop yelling at her. But when I see you on the screen, the way that I yell and I scream and I freak out, like... It's the way I talk to Jibel. Because there's a lot of players I know her whole life. She's been playing with some of these girls since 1st, 2nd grade. They're going into high school now. It's a lot of years. Those are like my babies.
Yeah,
I like scoop them up. They see. But I don't yell at them on the field like that. I'll cheer them on. I'll encourage them. And I'll say their names so they can hear me and give them direction on what I think they should do. Because I can't help but like shut my mouth, even though like they've made it clear the coach is here, you're there. I will always be a rider for soccer, and if I see something they can do on the field and the coach isn't saying it, even if he is saying it, I'm still gonna tell them what to do, my kid or not. I scream at you, Bella, and I demand her to work.
Yeah.
In the way that I demand you to work on TV. You just can't hear me. But
Joe
can, and he's like, oh, she can. I'm like, I can't help it. But
she gets so pissed. So last game, it was like we couldn't see it on our stream, and it was like so basically Joe set it up for her before she left.
I told him 3 hours before, make it so when you leave, it's already on there. Let it ride for these 3 hours. He's like, I'm not gonna let the TV. I'm like, no, leave the TV on for 3 hours, because I'm a tech. If you don't, I don't know how to do it. I can't. And on these TVs, there's so many fucking apps. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm like, just leave it on. He goes, I'm not gonna let it. I go, you are gonna let it ride, because I'm not gonna know what to do, and you're gonna be at the podcast, so I can't get a hold of you. Then I can't watch the game. Yeah. He didn't do it. He didn't set it up. I called him. I go, I told you to set it up. I told you I needed it. No. The game started. It's almost at halftime. They're fucking down. By the time we get a hold of board, he's like, they're done this. I go, I get to work. I go, I'm channeling everything. I'm giving her everything I ever got from my feet. I'm channeling it. And you put a goal in the net like that. And then another one. I'm like, oh my gosh. Let's talk about that one.
Okay, so I just came back from DR, if people don't know. We didn't really get the results that we wanted as a collective team or federation, but it was an amazing experience for me personally.
Yeah. That was a W.
Yeah. You know, I think that the coaching staff did whatever they could and what they wanted to and what they thought was right. Everyone has their opinions, and like I said on the show, we can speak freely, but personally, I felt that I should have started every game. I didn't get the chance to, but it was amazing to cheer on my teammates and see them do what they could on the field against amazing teams and countries. Mexico was great. Costa Rica was great. And even Dominican Republic, the last game.
What was your favorite? Yeah.
I gotta say Dominican Republic, because knowing the girls on the field and then like switching off,
with the girl.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I even apologized to some of them, because right after the game I was still pissed. I went straight to the locker room. I didn't even say hi to anyone after the game.
I said that. Oh my gosh! I kept saying to Joe, I go, like the last 15 minutes of the game, because you played with your whole heart and soul, and there was even a time where like. You were offense, and you held your line tight. You held it good, because they were dropping back a little bit. So you kept your side so clean, and I was so proud of you for that also. Yeah. But they kept it, and they dropped back a little bit, and I was like, I said out loud, I go, unless Enasia goes back and she gets that shit from defense, they're not going to. And as I said that, you go, like, in your mind, you were like, fuck that. And you hit it, and you went back, and you got it. You took it from the girl. You brought it all the way back up, and you did exactly what that. And I looked at Joe, and I'm like, see? He goes, it's got to be her. She's got to be her. And then I called Board, and I'm like, we got this. The gods. He goes, yo, if she don't put one in the net, no one's put one in the net.
Yeah, that game was.
And it's no disrespect to anyone. You were just balling that hard. You played offense, defense, midfield, like.
Yeah.
I You played, and listen, at that level, where we were at international. This wasn't like for high school. This wasn't for IMG. This was not for a college tryout. This was for the World Cup fucking qualifications. This was an international, worldwide platform that she was on.
Yeah.
And how many goals did you score?
2.
PK, just in this bracket.
Just in this
but
bracket.
in the first bracket.
But in the first bracket, in total, it was like 5 goals and then I think 2 or 3 assists. Yeah. It could have been more.
We'll see you in the World Cup. Bye-bye. Drop the mic. I don't have it, but fucking pull it off and drop it.
No.
She'll be in the World Cup. And you're
like
lucky if you have her, whoever. Puerto Rico, America, someone scoop quick or you're fucked. I don't know. You're fucked. You're like, that's it.
Told you, my biggest hype man. I'm excited.
Do you know, like, that the way I know we know? Do you know that you're going to the World Cup?
I know I'm going to get there eventually.
Do you have the vision of, like, walking off the bus and being there?
I had that kind of experience.
You have to see it. You have to feel it. And I know I say it, and I know, like, it's... But you know me, so I can give it to you. Like, you have to feel that shit. Like, I need you to touch your jersey on the hanger.
Yeah.
And
I felt that kind of sort of when I went to DR and to Curacao a little bit. It's like representing a country and going out there and playing. It's different than going out and playing for college.
Your ancestry. Like, your lineage, your family.
Knowing that my grandma, my grandfather, and my dad, like, I'm playing for, like, the people for them. And it's cool, too. And if I get the opportunity or the moment to play for France, then I can say the same thing about my mom's side as well. And it's just
Which also, is that...
Yeah, that's
Mbappe? Scoot over?
That's the goal, I hope.
I see that shit.
I hope it is.
I see that shit.
Because, and that's the difference, like, getting emotional after the game. Like I said, the result that we didn't want to. It's just damn, I just,
you gave it your all.
Yeah, I did whatever I could do.
You did.
But it was just...
Did that give you some kind of, like, comfort? Some kind of, like, it's okay? Knowing that, like, you put 2 goals in, you did your best, like, coming back from fucking 4-0 and getting 2 goals in, did you feel like I did my part, or were you like, I'm not satisfied?
At halftime, I felt good, but I also said I could do more. Like, when I went back on the field, I was like, okay, we can do this. Like, it's only 4-3. Like, we're literally right there.
Do more.
Yeah, it's only 4-3 right there. But then, like I said, the unexpected, taking off a couple players, then all of a sudden...
What I witnessed, what I kept saying, I kept going, they just put a whole new squad on the field.
Yeah.
The last, like, 20 minutes, they took out 7 or 8 girls. Don't fucking quote me, but I'm so psycho, and I was watching so tight because I'm like, they're not replacing any of your side. Like, your team, no one got fresh feet.
Nope.
They were getting nothing but fresh feet.
Yeah.
And they were going to work. They were quick. They were ready to go.
Exactly.
And you were winded. And that's why I was so proud when you did that last gasser and you charged the net and you got it, because I was like, these girls... They put them in because they have nothing but gas to give because they haven't played a minute.
Exactly.
You played the whole fucking game and you still went as hard as they went. I was like, listen, the L might be for the game,
but you
walked away with that W because what you did, even if you didn't get a goal, the work that you did and the defense that you played in an offensive position.
Like, for the Mexico game, we lost 4-0, obviously. It was frustrating, didn't start the game, but even though when I went on the field...
But it's a team sport. It's a team sport, and, like, that's the thing that...
Fuck that shit!
No, I know. Listen, as a parent, Joe's gotten escorted out of games. I've gotten fucking red carded. I've coached, been G-Bell's coach, and been red carded on the sake of the parents to just be like, listen, I'll take it. Let the parents stay and watch their kids. Yeah. I'll go to the parking lot. I'll leave. I'll take the fucking red card. Yeah. So I get it, but ultimately it is a team sport. And there is that fucking just shitty luck where there's sometimes it's that last 30 seconds and someone just fucking takes a launch and they kick that shit from half field and the goalie ain't ready because there's 20 players and it goes in.
Exactly.
G-Ball's had a lot of those losses where they deserved the win. They dominated the shit out of it. They had 20 shots on goal, and the other team gets 2, and that one shot just gets lucky, and they take the L.
I texted my parents after one of the games, and I told them, like, my frustration, because literally The only time I go on my phone,
let it out.
the only time I go on my phone, like halftime, I'll go on my phone, check to see, because I hope they're watching, or if they can. I check their feedback, whatever, and then I go back. And then at the end of the game, they're the first people I text our group chat. And then I was frustrated, and I texted them, whatever, and then
I knew
my dad.
She's gonna be so fucking bad. I couldn't even help it. I didn't want bad for you, and I'm gonna cut you off. But I knew I watched the way you played.
Yeah.
And all I could say was, she's gonna be so pissed. And this is
I texted my family, and my dad was like, my dad left me alone, and my dad never leaves me alone after a game. My dad would call me, my dad would text me, and be like,
I didn't either. I wouldn't call him.
He was like,
either.
he goes, I like this side of Enasia, I'm just gonna leave you alone. I was like, yeah, I'm freaking pissed. I was so,
I couldn't even make the call either, because I knew it was just a negative space at the moment.
Yeah.
Everyone was feeling the same shit.
Yeah.
I was feeling your frustration. He had his and yours, like everyone, and it was like not the time to just build it up. It's a time to let it settle, and we'll revisit it, because we knew what you did.
Yeah.
Like we knew, we knew, we seen it.
Exactly.
The world saw it.
I'm glad that
literally.
It was a good experience, and I'm glad that I did it. And I'm glad I did it with Puerto Rico, because I met a lot of girls, and I made a good friend group, and I get to see them grow too, because I was the oldest on the team.
Were you?
Yeah, I spent my birthday in VR. Yeah,
really?
I was the oldest.
I know. Also, happy birthday, Enasia! How about having your birthday and then like within hours of that, score like doing that?
It was fun.
Did that feel like divine to you?
It was.
On a manifestation level that you work on, like.
On a manifestation level, it was sad. I texted my parents and my family. I was like, it's weird not spending my birthday with them, because normally I would be, because I wouldn't be in school, because we ended early. So it was weird, but my teammates definitely did make it a lot of fun, that my parents were there.
Aww,
they like gave me like a cake. They like put like a thing on one of those candles.
Sparklers?
Yeah, in the
that
cake.
You can't blow out.
Yeah,
like,
everyone they passed out the cake, and I'm sitting there like, I can't blow it out, so we're just gonna wait. So, but no, it was a lot of fun.
We have to celebrate.
Yeah.
When do you go back?
I'm gonna go back till like July.
Oh,
so
to celebrate.
Yeah, we have the next
one. And we gotta go to Miami and like have a celebration.
Yeah, whatever you want.
Half the time she's fucking places I have no fucking idea she is. The only way that we know is based off the Uber receipt we get back.
She's an adult.
Yeah, but here
She'll always be my little girl. I don't give a fuck.
I tell her when I text her, I'm like, I know you're not a baby girl, but I don't care until you have kids. I'll still always say, baby girl.
She did text me that.
I do. I can't help it.
But it definitely was weird, but I'm glad that I'm back home now. They got me a gift. They got me my little, I like to collect the little Funko Pop Marvel things. They got me more so I can put it in my apartment next year. I'm kind of excited for that. I'm going to put like a plaque on the wall of all of them. I have like 12 now.
Most college students your age are like drinking like the cheapest, shittiest bottle of liquor, and they're emptying it and like filling it with water. If even they're filling it, and they're putting it on like the top of their fucking refrigerator, like they're a fucking boss. You're not a boss, by the way. You're a loser if you're doing that. You're a loser if you did that, and you're a loser if you're still doing that. And don't do that. You're not cool. Install an alkaline system, and then you're cool.
Because the amount of times I've seen
You've seen it! I'm saying they're still doing it! Oh, mamma mia. Oh.
No, like, they'll take it and then they'll put it, like, because...
Where's it going now? Is it not going on the top of the fridge?
Top of the fridge.
Where's it going?
It's good. They make a shelf for it. And
now they're making it a shelf. Oh, now you're cool. You're still a loser. Don't do that. Don't drink. Don't drive. Do not drink and drive.
No, yeah.
Uber. Like, we didn't have Uber, right?
Yeah.
Like, we didn't have Uber.
Yeah.
We were fucking, the risk was, woo.
But yeah, in college it's definitely, I'm just glad that I have the group of friends I do that like have cars and they're like responsible. Like we would never let like our teammates be alone, of course. You hear the stories, you hear everything like that. Definitely something that
you know how to make smart choices.
Yeah.
That was
and for me, like, if something's serious, in a dime, I'm like, okay, what's going on? Like, I'm not the type of person that's
like a good sixth sense.
Yeah, like, if I feel something's off, I'm gonna be like, okay, I'm going home.
Good for you.
It's just...
Jibal does that too, only she pulls like, I have a stomachache card.
Mm-hmm.
She don't really have a stomachache.
I mean, should you give that like up? Like, or should you keep that quiet?
Maybe
you just Oops.
She does that shit a lot. Only because she knows how strict we are. It could be the littlest thing.
Mm-hmm.
And she's got a stomachache. She does. She
that
knows
too.
if I'm here or there, or this one's about to go do that.
Mm-hmm.
she knows it is not worth it, but she's at an age where like if she were to say that, it's embarrassing.
Yeah, but
So it's easier to say I have a stomachache, I need my mom to come get me, than to be like, my mom is not cool with that, I'm going to be grounded till I leave for college.
no, I'd say that, but I'd be like, no, I'm not doing that. What the heck?
Sometimes she does. Like, sometimes, like, the boys will be, like, on Snapchat, like, they're in our neighborhood, like, rolling deep, like, squad deep, and they're, like, on our way to Giabella's is, like, the caption. She'll come right to me, she'll be like, Mommy, they're coming right now. She'll go out, she'll open the front door, and they're, like, pulling in. She's like, you better get out of here or my dad will kill you. Like, she has, like, no, like, at that age, I would have been, like, my mom's at home, we're like, I'll meet you over there. Like, yeah. I didn't, like, she's straight up, no filter, does not care, knows we don't fuck around. All her friends know we don't fuck around either. Like, they're all aware of where we're at. But she'll literally straight up say to them, where I would not say to a bunch of boys, when I'm going into high school, my dad's gonna kill you. I would just be like, my dad's not home, so meet me at the bar. She was like, my dad will kill you, go right now. And she, like,
at least she knows.
She does,
At
yeah.
least she knows. That's good.
I know. She's a good girl. I'm very blessed with that. But she does fake a stomachache here and there. Where, like, I tell her a lot, use your voice. Like, use your voice.
Yeah.
Stick up for yourself.
Like, no.
And no means no. I'm big on that. No means no. No means no. Girl, boy, he, she, shim, him. I don't care. No means no. Whether it's, no, I don't want to eat that, I don't want to drink that, I don't want to go there, I don't want to do that, I don't want you to do this, no means no.
That's 100%.
You.
Yeah.
Oh, something.
So it's something, you know, you can't really phase it, and I was like, yeah, I'm not like heartbroken by it, but I just, when people make comments like that, or just in general on social media, when people make comments about, oh, this person doesn't look like she's from here, this person, you don't know. Like, you don't know. Like, if I were to walk up to someone right now, they would think I'm light-skinned. They let alone don't even know that I'm Puerto Rican French.
Right.
Like, they don't know. You don't know. Like, you don't know.
Idea.
So it's like, honestly, when she said it, I was like, it's whatever.
So you're ready. I don't even really need to ask you. You've been ready since you're about 12, 13. You're ready, like, to go be away from your family, travel, live in a hotel, live in small quarters with someone you don't know that might not even speak your language. You're ready to fucking ball out, work, train till no one knows what training, because she trains with men, by the way. When she comes home, she goes and trains with the big boys, the older men. She doesn't train with, like, the younger girls in her bracket. She's so above the bracket, she literally only trains with older men. I know you're physically ready for all of that, but when you say mental health, social media is a big deal. Yeah. And you're creating a platform. Do those count, like, can social media take a hold of your mental health? Will you allow that? Because I need you to make a promise to me that you won't.
Personally, I think...
No pressure, but...
No, I think personally, when it comes to mental health on social media, if people were to make comments...
People are mean. There's literally trolls.
Yeah, it hasn't happened to me, thankfully, because I think the platform that I have, it's, like, natural and it's, like, me. So I don't really think that if people were to make comments about what I do, it's like, okay, you're behind the screen, who are you? Your profile picture is little nobody. Like, it's different, but I have seen, like, people that, like, get trolled and get hit on, losing millions of followers
that's
because
what
of something.
Saying. That's where you're headed, so, like, that's why I need you to get ready for that, because
I would never take
one or two people a day is not a big deal, but 20,000 a day, you get 1 million fucking people that ride for you. You're getting 20,000 people that are fucking saying the most horrible things about you and your brother and your father and your mother that never even met them.
Exactly.
Like, it's gonna be hard to say, you know what? But you're gonna have to do that.
Yeah.
You have to do that.
And when it happens,
because it's irrelevant. They're no one.
Yeah.
Unless there's someone that brought you to where you are.
Then that's different.
Then their opinion doesn't matter.
Exactly. And if that ever does happen, well, thankfully it hasn't, but if it does, I'm definitely just going to remind myself that who's ever commenting this is not relevant.
Hurt people hurt people.
Yeah.
Hurt people hurt people.
Yeah.
Healed people heal people.
That's true.
It's for sure.
100%. Like, if someone tries to come at me for what I'm doing and what I'm creating and what I'm achieving, they're just mad because I've achieved something that they haven't.
Yeah.
So they're just looking for the negative in my life so they can laugh at it or, like, think it's funny in theirs.
Yeah. But they're also not doing what you're doing.
Exactly.
They're not getting up at the hours you're getting up.
Yeah, that's what nobody understands.
Especially, I think at this age, like, you really should get that recognition, because This is the age where you want to eat like shit, sleep in,
Yeah.
drink a little bit of alcohol, have a hangover. Maybe instead of training at 7 a.m., she will not drink alcohol. She will not do any of that. She will not touch any of that shit or go down that path. You will not get that night out of her because she's got somewhere to be at 7 a.m. on the fields, and that's where she is. And it means none of that. It's not going to happen. And that's hard to do for a lot of kids your age, especially when you first get that freedom and you're away. That's the first thing they want to do, and you still don't do that. And you're on the fields training.
Yeah, I've tasted like freedom a little bit coming back home and, you know, being 19 and driving or whatever. I have the freedom, you know, I do the same thing every day though. I wake up in the morning, I train, I go to a friend's house, shower, eat, pick up my brother from school, bring him back here, hang out with my dad.
It's called
go
a
back
routine.
Home. It's a routine. And like on the weekend, I'll probably hang out with my friend that lives like 20 minutes from the house. Like that's like it. Like I don't need to go downtown Miami, go to a party, you know, all that stuff. Like I don't need to do that to have fun. And
because your mindset is like, this is what I need right now. Is to train, is to get ready, is to have that skill set on point.
And that's just something I don't think people understand or realize, like behind the scenes. And growing up being a girl that's like, oh, put in the work when no one's watching, it's different from nowadays. Nowadays, there's 15-year-olds playing professionally and getting promoted that they've played with guys their whole life. When at 12, I was doing the same thing. Yeah. But I'm not throwing shade at anyone because they. How
do you think between men and women's soccer, do you think we're treated fairly? Or you were treated fairly? I used to play soccer.
I think that, honestly, payment-wise, it's probably not fair, but the skill set is definitely different than men and women. The skill set is different. Men play faster, they're more physical, they're more aggressive 100% than women.
I agree.
And it's definitely a different platform, especially with the men. They obviously have more providers, sponsorships, everything, so they get all that money, so then that's able for them to be paid more than a woman can. And on the women's side, I feel like there just needs to be more recognition for what they do, because the women do basically the same thing that men do. It's just, they just have to find the more program.
It's crazy, and I know it's coming, and I know will come, and I saw a Target commercial the other day, and I thought of you. And even though, like, that is such a touchy subject right now, Target, people don't even want to fucking say that shit, so this might not even go anywhere. But in the Target commercial, there's a little cute girl. She looks just like you when you were like 7 or 8. And she's got even the same hair, exactly, the same even like hairstyle that you have. And she's juggling a soccer ball. And then she goes over and she grabs like a juice, whatever the fuck they want to sponsor to get their fucking, come grab their juicy. That's what she gets and that's their sponsorship. But all I could think of was like 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, Target ad was not a little girl that looked just like you kicking a soccer ball. But it could have been a football, it could have been playing with her friends, she could have been like drinking the smoothie, but she wasn't. She was juggling a soccer ball and using that as her cool down.
Exactly.
And I thought of you, and I think that like you're inspiring that future, and you might not see it firsthand, but somebody saw you and thought of you, and somebody will keep seeing you and doing that.
No, I actually, this is the first time you guys are going to hear this, but I think that's amazing because
it is amazing.
Like I said, I've been playing with boys since I've been 10, 11, 12. And when I was in Puerto Rico, we were playing in the Dominican Republic, and there was a girl on the Dominican Republic team that was playing. I had no idea who she was, nothing. Didn't know her dad. Yeah, she spoke English. After the game, I told you I walked straight to the bus. But then obviously I was like, okay, I'm fine, whatever. I went out, I took pictures with people. The girl's dad, I'm sorry I forgot his name, but the girl's dad comes up to me, taps my shoulder. You're a great player. I loved watching you. The mom comes up to me. You're a great player. I love watching you. Do you know who Rick is? I was like, of course I do. He was like, do you remember Dalo, Fernie, all the kids you used to play with? I was like, yeah, I practice with them all the time.
Your boy.
And he goes, my son used to train with you all the time when you train with Rick. Can my daughter take a picture with you? Like, of course. She comes around the corner. She's like, oh my god, you literally megged the shit out of me in the game, but you're really good. I was like, what the heck? This is absolutely hilarious. I was like, yeah, take a picture. Dad started talking to me, whatever. The dad said, I need to find this picture. I'll send it. I'll show you, whatever. Go back to the hotel. He's waiting for me in the lobby. I didn't find it weird because obviously I know the guy. And he finds the picture, and it's literally the picture of all the boys that I've played with since I was younger, and his boy is literally the one on the bottom. And I was like, I literally remember that kid. That's actually insane. So it's like, even though I didn't even know. Yeah, I didn't even know.
Coincidence. That was was meant for you to know, like, keep going, keep doing
Exactly.
what you're doing, like.
And he was like, yeah, there's all the boys that are in that photo are literally doing so good. They're still playing till this
Are
day.
they?
Yeah,
That's
and it's
what's up.
amazing.
I love to hear that. I love to
Exactly.
hear that.
The
I don't
little
want
things.
any of them to stop.
And he said, your dad's Emilio, right? I was like, yep.
Shit.
I had someone recently at Jubel's school, and they were like, "Oh, my husband was playing husband," and my daughter used to play travel soccer with Enasia, and then what was the father's name? Emilio. And we saw him, and they were talking about him. I'm like, I can't even drop my kid off at school without being like, we're so, and it's not even like it's.
We have to appreciate these blessings because one day these blessings aren't gonna be here anymore.
Yeah.
So.
I thought that was an eye-opener for me. And plus, I was just walking out, just taking pictures with, like, the other team and everything, and that was just like, wow. Thank God I walked off the bus.
So wait, who's famous? Is Rick famous or are you famous? Cause
Me. Me.
Rick James, bitch. I'm Rick James, bitch.
Me.
I'm Mick James.
But no, Rick definitely has,
Impact
yeah.
your life, yeah.
Him, my dad, the closest person that probably has impacted me on the field when it comes to soccer. I know he didn't train me every single day, but when I did train with him, the closest man to my dad was probably Rick. And he treated me like I was one of the guys. Just because I was, you know how it is, like when you train, and this happens to me all the time.
That's what you need, that's what.
It happens to me all the time. Every time Rick would put a word out, he'd be like, go train with this group of people. He didn't have to be at the training session, whatever. The coaches would look at me and be like, oh, she's a girl. And then Rick would be like, just watch. And then after the training session's over, he's like, oh shit, she's so good. What the fuck? Where did you get her? Like,
But do you feel like that when you walk out there and you feel that vibe of like, oh, she's a girl? Like, do you feel like,
at first,
let's get it. Like, let's get it. I'm going to show you what I can
at first,
do.
normally when I do,
You have to have that drive. I know at least for me, especially if you're like chitter-chattering and I'm stretching and you didn't even see me touch a ball yet.
yeah.
I'm about to fuck shit up.
Exactly. I just whenever I heard
so
it.
it's good for you.
Yeah, but in the end, it's a funny laugh and a funny story, and also make connections. Be like, hey, you remember when you thought I couldn't play?
Yeah.
Yeah. But
remember that one time you got it when you couldn't even score a goal and I megged you 4 times and got a hat trick?
Exactly.
Go fuck yourself.
It's the it's the things like that. It's actually
Yeah.
But no, shout out to him for that, because I remember the moments in the morning where, like I said, didn't want to wake up. But literally, when you know you're done and you did it, it's just like, I did it.
I think it is such a mindset conditioning for you for so many years that gives you a curve on these girls just getting into college. These girls maybe want to go pro. Maybe they want to stay in soccer until their senior year. Maybe. You're in it so long that by the time you're in another country, and not that I even really want it, even though you've gone and traveled in other countries already multiple times and you fucking just scratched 18, it doesn't matter. I think it's crazy how, like, eventually we're going in the longevity and the projection of it. Like, unfortunately, there's going to be times where you could be across the state board and where I'm watching you from TV and I'm like, I wish I was in the game. Like, what are the flights like? Can we make this game? Like, are the flights like available? There will be a time where you're going to be in another country, other countries, multiple times, and we're going to want to see you so bad and come see you, and we're going to only be able to watch you behind a screen. So you're right, Born. Like, remember these times. They are a blessing, because there's going to be times where we're going to want to just grab her and squeeze her like this, and she's going to be in another country.
Her fucking coach actually was like, yo, that's your dad, right? Because when you scored the goal.
About you?
Yeah.
It was like when you scored the goal, he literally almost jumped over the fence.
Yeah.
You know, it's something though to be proud of, like as a player, but also as a father. It's like a mutual, like, you look for it. Like, you saw that, Dad? Like, you watched?
I know, and I scored that goal, I didn't even have to look, I just knew that was my dad.
You knew, right?
Making the stands, yeah.
But what does that feel like for you?
It's good, especially knowing, obviously, my mom and my brother couldn't make it, but knowing that my dad was there was really good. And, you know, they're kind of strict. It was not easy not being able to, like, you know, talk to him, like, long enough as I wanted to after the game, but at least I got to see him after the game. That was good, too. And even being in the Dominican Republic, I didn't even know they couldn't make it. But my trainer, Alex, was there the first game. All I hear is, crazy. And I'm like, is my dad here? I look in the stands, and it's Alex.
You know that.
It's Alex, and I was like, oh my god, like, I didn't even know he was there. It was just cool. Like,
and then it just, like, gives you that feel, like,
I
gotta tighten up, I can't miss that ball.
Yeah, it was different. I didn't get
Right?
to talk to him after the games, but at least I just knew that he went to every single game.
And it
so that
meant
was cool.
something. Just to know. It's crazy how, like, you don't even need to conversate, but if you know that presence and that spirit's in that building, like, you feel it. It feels good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but, no, I'm really am glad that I have the support group that I have. You, Joe, my dad, my mom, everyone that's trained me in the past. Parkland Soccer Club, shout them out because that's where it all started.
Yeah.
And that's where it started for Giabella too.
Yeah.
Wait.
And me.
Yeah. Wait.
I played for Parkland Soccer Club, and that's why I wanted her to so bad. But
yeah. Wait till it gets to a
they were the
certain
Parkland
point.
Predators.
Yes.
There wasn't even.
That's what they were called.
It wasn't even. They were Parkland Predators. I still have my jersey.
That's what it was called. Oh my God, I remember.
They were the Parkland Predators, and they were like not for nothing. They weren't shit.
Yeah, they weren't.
Great now, we love them now, but at the time, Parkland
Now?
Predators, we were just on the mat. Like, we only had Terramar Park, and that was it.
Yeah.
And it started out with Coral Springs Storm, and you were a boss if you played on that, which I did, and then Renegades, and then it slowly went from Parkland to Coral Spring, and then once Parkland was a big enough city that we needed enough, we could create a travel team, it was the Predators.
Exactly. I remember playing for that. It was I would never forget it because I go to Terramar all the time to train.
Yeah, it was Terramar Park, and
Exactly.
the same even Melania, Giabella, and Cassiana, all three of my girls. Since the second that I ever like brought them to an actual field to kick a ball, it was all in the same field that I played at Terramar, like the same one. Because now there's so many.
Yeah.
But if you could tell one little girl, one thing. To inspire them, what would you say?
I would say keep working and keep pushing yourself every day. Don't let the little things bring you down. Don't let one bad game, one bad practice, one bad training session. Look, I know you want to go to this party, that party, this event, that event. I promise you when you get to college, there will be one every single day. So you're not missing a thing. I promise you, you're not missing anything. But just keep working and don't think that you can't make something happen because you can. I still, to this day, if you were to tell me where I am right now when I was like 12, I would literally laugh in your face and think you're joking. But that's the thing. It's just mental. You just got to push yourself and believe in yourself to make sure you think where you can go today.
Because you got there. You did that. We're just getting started.
Yep. But that is coming to an end for Enasia'S Couch. Again, joining me, Rachael Buto. I am so glad behind the camera, my little shithead brother EJ, and behind another camera, my father Emilio.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, this is a pilot episode, so we're gonna see how this goes, and yeah, let us know how you think of this episode. Like, subscribe, and also don't forget to go to EnasiaColon.com and buy the merch, please. Love you guys. Thank you. Bye bye.
Peace.